Leaving Illinois? Was it something we taxed? Welcome to Quit the Blue Circus, where we talk about what to do when you're fed up with insanely high housing prices, never ending tax hikes, soaring crime rates, and overreaching regulations that are draining your wallet in the blue states. In this first episode, I'll take a close look at the state of Illinois and why so many people are leaving. I'll explore the state's tax policies and other factors that are driving people away. If you're considering moving out of Illinois, this video is for you. Illinois is home to one of the most iconic cities in the country, Chicago. It's the city of big shoulders, the Windy City, the second city, and as Sinatra called it, my kind of town. But despite its many attractions, Illinois has been experiencing a net population loss in recent years. According to the U.S. Census Bureau, the state lost over 18,000 residents in 2020 alone, marking the seventh consecutive year of population decline. Even worse than the population decline is the disturbing trend of people moving out of Illinois to other states, which is huge when compared to the number of people moving into Illinois from other states. In the 5-year period from 2019, 2020, 21, 22, 23, there were 553,862 more people who moved out of Illinois to other states than those who moved into Illinois. And this trend has been attributed to a variety of factors, including high taxes, a poor economic climate, social policies, and a pension crisis that's left the state in deep financial trouble. We'll look at all these issues, starting with the taxes. According to an article published March 21st, 2023 on illinoispolicy.org, a new WalletHub study found the typical household in Illinois pays 15% of its income to state and local taxes, the highest in the nation, and that's an average of $10,463, a 22% hike since 2017. Like all the articles I mentioned, you'll find a link to this article in my video description, so you can read in depth if you have more details that you're looking for. Illinois' high taxes are not only a burden on the homeowners, but also on businesses. The high taxes make it difficult for businesses to operate in the state as well. This leads to another problem for the residents, which is a lack of job opportunities. The high cost of living in Illinois has also made it difficult for many residents to save money and invest in their future, which is a major concern for those who are looking to build a better life for themselves and their families. The state's high taxes and poor economic climate have created a vicious cycle where businesses and residents are leaving the state, which in turn makes it even more difficult for the state to address its economic challenges. This cycle has been called the doom loop. I'll talk more about the doom loop in future videos. Illinois' poor economic climate has had a significant impact on its residents, particularly in terms of job opportunities. The state's unemployment rate has consistently been higher than the national average, which has made it difficult for many residents to find work, particularly in industries such as manufacturing and finance, which have traditionally been strong in the state. Additionally, the state's job growth rate has been consistently below the national average for the past decade, which has further contributed to the lack of opportunities for residents. As of February 2024, the Bureau of Labor Statistics shows Illinois tied with New Jersey as the 47th and 48th worst states in the union for employment, with only Nevada and California being worse. The state's high taxes and strict regulatory environments have made it difficult for businesses to thrive, which has also had a negative impact on the state's economy. Many businesses have been forced to close or move to other states in search of a more business-friendly environment. This has further contributed to the state's economic woes and has made it even more difficult for residents to find work. An article from Build Remote in September 2023 shows some of the notable businesses who departed Illinois recently. Those are Caterpillar, Boeing, Tyson Foods, TTX, Citadel, Stellantis, Tenneco, Schumacher Electric, United Airlines, Beam Suntory, American Science and Surplus, Citibank, Great Lakes Dredge and Dock, Blue Pallet, Extenet Systems, and many more. As a result of these challenges, many residents are leaving Illinois in search of better job opportunities and a more attractive economic environment. And this outflow of residents has been a major factor in the state's shrinking population and has made it even more difficult for the state to address its economic challenges due to the doom loop. Illinois pension crisis is a complex issue that has been years in the making. The state's pension system has been underfunded for decades, with politicians creating the problem initially by making sweetheart deals for the state employee unions that end up costing the taxpayers. With those politicians failing to make the necessary adjustments to solve future financial problems they created, the state now has an unfunded pension liability of over $140 billion. That is one of the highest liabilities in the country, exceeded only by California and New York, which both have nearly double the population of Illinois to pay those liabilities. Because the state does not have enough money to pay for its pension obligations, the state's credit rating has been downgraded, which results in even higher borrowing costs for the state debt. And as the state has had to increase taxes yet again to address the pension issue, it's made even more difficult for businesses to operate in the state, which has led to even more job losses for its residents. The pension crisis is a major concern also for residents, particularly those who are relying on that pension for their own retirement. Many state employees fear that the state will not be able to meet its pension obligations, leaving retirees without the benefits that they had been promised. As a result, many state employees, those are teachers, police, firemen, Department of Transportation, etc., are leaving Illinois in search of more stable potential retirements that they can depend on for the future from other states. According to IllinoisPolicy.org article on December 14, 2022, Illinois' 5 statewide pension systems saw their debt increases by nearly $10 billion to a total of $140 billion in fiscal year 2022. Now, Illinois will pay out nearly $11 billion next year in pensions from tax collections, but they'll need an additional $4.4 billion that they'll have to borrow to pay the rest of them, just for 1 year. Another article dated February 8, 2022 at IllinoisPolicy.org is headlined, Chicago's $43,100 debt per taxpayer driven by pension debt. And while this article wasn't here when I moved out of Illinois in 2007, I did a similar calculation to help me decide if it was time to move. The article on IllinoisPolicy.org sums it up neatly, but remember, every time Illinois loses a taxpayer, that person's $43,000 debt gets split up among those of you who stay. While high taxes and a poor economic climate are undoubtedly the primary reasons why people are leaving Illinois, it's worth noting that some residents have cited the state's cultural and social policies as a factor. Illinois is known for being a politically progressive state, which can be a turnoff for many people who feel that their values are not represented. Additionally, the state's strict gun laws and pro-choice policies have been a source of controversy for those who hold more conservative views. And while these factors may not be the primary driver of population loss, they're certainly worth considering as part of a broader discussion about why people are leaving. While the net loss of 20,000 residents in 1 year may not seem so significant, realize that most states gain population, not lose it. Beyond the number of people leaving, though, the following information may shed a little more light on the severity of the problem for Illinois. An article on wirepoints.org website dated April 28, 2023 states that IRS data show Illinois accounts for the nation's third biggest loss of people and wealth to other states. Their analysis of IRS data for 2020-2021 shows Illinois lost a net of 105,000 residents to other states during the year 2020. And while a total of 271,000 moved out of Illinois that year, 166,000 moved into Illinois from other states, leaving that net loss of 105,000 residents going out of state. The even bigger problem for the state, though, is that the data also shows that the average person moving into Illinois in 2020 brought with them an annual salary of $74,010, while the average person moving out of Illinois took with them an annual income of $118,148. In other words, the difference in income for those leaving Illinois versus those moving into Illinois was $44,138 per person. So if you multiply that by 105,000 people, you find out that the state lost income tax base of over $4.4 billion in 1 year. Over the 20-year period from 2000 to 2020, the adjusted gross income lost for the state's income taxes came to $568 billion. As the state's tax base continues to decline, politicians will have to find more and more ways to make up the losses. That means the taxes for those still in Illinois will continue to increase to make up for those who leave. Will the last person out of Illinois just please turn off the lights? What's your reason for leaving Illinois? Add your comments to the video if you have either moved out or you're thinking of moving out of Illinois. And tell everyone here why you moved out or why you're planning to, and I'll use your comments in future videos. Thanks for watching.